We'll call this meeting to order. The first item is approval of the agenda. I would ask unanimous consent for the addition of a brief, maybe 3-minute new business in addition to the one agenda item. With that agreement do I hear a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Then the first item of business is approval for the mayor to enter into the lease circulated as the final lease with the Garrett Park Swimming Pool Association. To get it on the table for discussion, I will entertain a motion to authorize the execution of the lease as circulated.
So moved.
And
Second.
very good. Has everyone received a copy of the lease?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And if you had a chance to review it, the only real changes from the versions that we had been looking at for quite a while is the reversion to the insurance level requirement to that which we had originally proposed rather than a phase in. It turns out that the pool already has insurance at the levels that the town was asking for, namely $1 million per occurrence, 2 million aggregate. So they will obviously agree to that, and it becomes unnecessary to have a phase in for any portion of that. They would still like a phase in for the separate provision, which is 5G, G is in George, regarding adding the town as a named insured, and they will do that at the next renewal of their insurance. And my understanding is that they are prepared to accept that, as well as the previously discussed provisions with respect to maintenance. Are there any questions or discussion with respect to the pool lease?
Those changes sound totally fine to me,
All right.
but
Me too.
good.
I'm fine with it.
I have no concerns. Thank you.
Okay. So we'll call for a vote on that. All in favor? Let's do a let's do a roll call. Councilman Schulp.
Agree or in favor.
Okay. Councilman Stroud.
Agree?
Councilmember Bennett.
Agreed.
Councilmember Deutsch.
Agree.
Barbara, Kayla, do we know if Lisa Max was able to join us tonight?
I'm not seeing her, so I'm guessing the answer is no. I've not heard from her.
Well, we have 4 votes. That's unanimous among those attending. My wife and I will still be leaving for a month. We've put it off a bit for reasons that I will not bore you with at the moment, but they have included not being able to attend to some town business before I leave. Carl Miller and I spent a couple of days over the weekend preparing for a meeting which occurred today with Greg Wiedemann and Gabby Castillo from the Wiedemann architecture firm, and George Miller, the town maintenance supervisor. The five of us spent the better part of 3 hours at town hall going over Wiedemann's latest list of questions and various options that have been presented to us. I think we've pretty much cleared the decks on that for the time being, but over my absence, it will be overseen largely by Barb and Carl Miller. At a council meeting month, 6, 8 weeks ago, Lisa and Phil agreed when we were talking about subject matter assignments to do the pool. That's over and above the pool liaison. And so, Phil, if you could be available on a sort of ad hoc basis over the coming month to join Barb and Carl if there are discrete issues with respect, particularly to the mechanical, electric, plumbing, so on and so forth. The only issue this morning that arose is that we seem to be having difficulty finding the sewer. There have been exploratory excavations in what we would call the town hall front yard without success. Obviously, we need to find it. So there may be developments on that front. Otherwise, I think it would be minor stuff going forward. One of the things I did not get to was steps to implement our sort of consensus opinion with respect to moving forward on the gas-powered leaf blower ban, publicizing it, working up the mechanics of a rebate program, and then publicizing that. I have an outline I can finish before I leave. What I would ask is if any of the council members on this call would be willing to pick that up and carry it forward over the coming month.
Chris, I'm happy to do that
Okay.
on the leaf blower plan. I feel like we've got pretty strong consensus on that. And I think that, yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, it's the nitty-gritty of coming up with an application form and a range of publicity and so on.
Happy to, you feel free to bounce anything off me, John, or I'm happy to
Okay,
participate as needed.
sounds good.
That was all I had in the way of new business. If there's anyone else who has anything to raise at this point.
I've been a little remiss in checking back in with some of the folks who indicated a desire to help us continue the conversation around AV. I know we've
Oh,
talked
yes.
a little bit about the acoustic
Yeah.
side of things, which I view sort of separate from the technical AV. But I'm happy to reignite that conversation or check in with Greg and kind of make sure we're on the same page there.
Yeah, if you would,
If you think that's needed.
and I'll shoot you one name of a outside professional who you might want to talk to as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything further? All right, I think we can adjourn this meeting. All in favor?
Bye.
Aye.
Good.
Aye. Have a nice trip, Chris. Well
Yeah.
deserved.
Yeah.
Enjoy, be safe. We want to hear stories when you're back, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, I'll send pictures.
Yes, please do.
Good. Thank you. Good night.
All right.
Good
night.
night.
Bye all.